Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us. We have now Honorable Yaba Samia Nkrumah. She's the chairman of the chair leader.
Both are allowed.
Chairman is allowed.
Chairperson.
Okay, all right. Of the Convention People's Party, the CPP. And she's also, for those of you who may not know, but everyone should know, daughter of President Nkrumah, Ghana's first president, and Ghana's famous president. What do you make of all the politics in Ghana today? And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Well, I don't think it's a very good time for politics and politicians. Trust in politicians is weak. And of course, with all the violence and the factionalism in different political parties, it's not a very good time for politics. But over and above that, I think politics must deliver to the people, must deliver better living conditions and standards of living. And I think we are still struggling on that. We go for elections every 4 years, but I'm not sure that the quality of life for most people is improving.
So what should the people do?
I think the people should focus on issues when they are voting. I think the debates should be centered more on our economy. The way our economy has worked over the last 30 years is not good. It has not really worked for the people. So I think we need what we call an economic revolution. Let's do away with the IMF. Let's do away with the dependency on importation. Let's revolutionize the way we are managing this economy. I think we need to focus on manufacturing, seriously do that. I think we will do much better if we take a leaf of Kwame Nkrumah's 7-year development plan. Just look at it, adapt it to today's changing circumstances, and move forward.
But today, as part of the issue surrounding the MPP, we heard that money matters are also very important for campaigns, and people were suggesting that they are now understanding why parties like the CPP have been performing poorly, basically because you don't have money. Is money very important? Is it critical in galvanizing support for a political party during elections?
It's critical because we are not really talking to our people about the issues, you know. It becomes critical when there's not much to discuss. When ideology, you are told that ideology is old-fashioned, that, you know, we have to be guided by vision and a set of principles. Most countries that have progressed followed a certain vision and followed it faithfully. It requires a bit of sacrifice, but at least you know that there's lights at the end of the tunnel. But if you are sacrificing for nothing, for more hardships, as we do today, then it doesn't make sense. So I think the monetization of politics is because we are not really paying attention to what matters. And what matters are basic needs: clean drinking water, adequate power supply, basic access to health services, basic health services, education. Let us go back to what really matters. How can we make our people more comfortable and more happier?
So what's happening in the CPP right now?
The CPP, we are now currently finishing our constituency and regional elections.
Oh, you're doing something?
Oh, of course, Paul, you should follow me.
All right.
If you follow me, you will know we are doing. We invite you to our next regional congress, if you will, in the Western region on the 7th.
Oh, so you're doing regional congresses across the country?
Yes.
So how many have you done so far?
We've done a few, about 4 or so. By the end of June, hopefully we would have finished with another 4. Then we will give timelines, go for our NEC meeting, National Executive Council, and give timelines for national executives, elections, and flag bearers. So we are on course.
So you will be seeking re-election as chairman? Do you know yet?
No, I will most probably not be seeking re-election as chairman, no. But there are various options we are discussing. We'll as in everything we do.
Are you going to seek election as presidential candidate?
We don't know yet. All options are on the table. We are discussing, we are conferring. I'm conferring with my supporters, and we'll see. Whatever the party thinks is good We will
Are you still
follow.
thinking about a merger with the PNC? Is it still on the table?
Very much so. Merger or political alliance. I think in 2016 we must do something with the PNC. Our ideologies are similar. We believe in the same things. We have the same solutions for Ghana's problems. So I think we have to. We are on course on that too.
The presidential debates that have happened in the past have been an important feature of Ghana's electioneering campaign since 2008. The rules that have been announced by the IEA suggest that the CPP and the PNC will no longer qualify to be a part of it. Is it something that concerns you?
I haven't heard that
Well,
yet.
the rules are that a party must have garnered 5% of the votes before they can participate in the debates. That excludes the PNC.
Oh, but
and unfortunately the CPP as well. It only leaves the NDC and the MPP qualified to participate in that debate if they do decide to do so. So that you are out.
Oh, we want to go to the people and we want to talk with the people. Our main dialogue is with the people of Ghana, and I think we can do that with or without televised debates. We will go to the people. We have a good program for Ghana, and I think more than ever, I've been here for the last 6 years or more, and I think today more than ever people are looking up to an alternative.
What experience, and we haven't spoken since you unfortunately lost the Jomoro seat.
Yes.
Why did you lose, by the way?
Oh, I've said it time and time again.
Money?
No, not to money, to rigging, to cheating. Ivorians, our dear Ivorian brothers and sisters were bussed into Jomoro. Everybody
to vote
knows
against
it.
you?
Yes, of course. Everybody knows it in the district. If you go today, everyone will tell you this is how it is. But we decided not to make an issue of it. We have a bigger project, and it hasn't in the least dampened our spirits or weakened our resolve. We are not in
Parliament.
Oh, I miss. I miss some of my colleagues. I miss the environment, but I think we'll get more parliamentarians. We'll make sure that the CPP will get more parliamentarians
Next time?
Yes.
How many parliamentarians do you have now?
We have only one.
You were by yourself when you were a member of Parliament?
Yes, and then there was a by-election in northern Ghana in the Kumbungu constituency.
Which you won?
And yes, we campaigned hard and we won.
So you got 2 during your time?
No, just one.
Oh, that's the one that you have?
Yes, since in 2013, we won this by-elections, yes.
I see. That's interesting. So are you less effective as a politician that you don't have a parliamentary seat?
No, at all. Not at all. In or out of Parliament, our message is the same. And I think we've managed to adapt some very good causes like we've resisted the imposition of genetically modified foods, the IMF bailout, the economic partnership agreements with the European Union. So I think we've made our impact.
Didn't we sign that, the EPA? Did Ghana not sign it?
Initialed, I believe. Ghana has initialed it. But we've spoken out against all these forms of, let's say, all these agreements which open up our markets without our strengthening and protecting our infant
Let's talk about
industries.
genetically modified foods, which is an important matter. And many people, the advocates against it, are very excited that you were including even demonstrating against the Plant Breeders Bill. Tell us about it. What is it and why are you against it?
For a number of reasons. To start with, we believe, and the CPP has done some research, we've taken our time to think hard and analyze before we came to that conclusion. And we've come to the conclusion that we must be at the forefront of the resistance against genetically modified foods into Ghana and introducing them into Ghana. To start with, because you have to look at things, what's happening outside us. Now, Ghana is not the only country which is under threat from that imposition. Several other African countries and many developing countries are. And in many countries where they have been introduced, the farmers have suffered. In countries like India, it's been linked to mass suicides. What is
genetically modified foods?
It's when you alter the genes, the DNA rather, when you alter the DNA of a plant.
Say tomatoes.
Yes, and when you mix it artificially, when you mix the genes from two different species, that is not crossbreeding, that is not grafting, but you are mixing the genes from one species with another. It could be a gene of a plant with that of a human or an animal or what have you. And that obviously is a very unnatural process, and it has consequences. It has proved to be to have bad consequences for the health of animals, where there have been trials on animals, mice in particular, and it is definitely an extreme and unnecessary method, really, of trying to increase your yield.
It helps the yield to increase.
And in actual fact, it doesn't, because every genetically modified seed comes with the pesticides, which are also very full of chemicals and very dangerous, and it ends up being a very costly thing. So farmers cannot plant the seeds, so we will lose our traditional breeding methods. Farmers would have to buy seeds, and that is where economically we suffer, not just individual farmers, but as a country, because we don't want to import more things. Why do we need to import our seeds? In the 60s, we had a seed bill, a seed law, that actually prohibited the importation of seeds. So why are we now trying to encourage the importation of foreign seeds? We don't need that. We have enough seeds. In the words of the Minister of Agri, we actually lose about 30% of our production post-harvest losses after harvest.
It means we're overproducing.
It means what we simply need to do is to make sure that what we produce is accessible by our people. So we focus on feeder roads, on processing, we focus on storage, silos, which we had in the 60s. So there's so much we can do to make the food more accessible and cheaper and available than resorting to a very extreme method that has serious economic consequences. And really, if you end up importing most of your seed, then a foreign entity will control your food. And once a foreign entity controls your food, then they control everything. They control your people, your decision making, your political decisions, economic decisions. And we've suffered enough from not being able to pursue an independent path to our development. So politically, economically, and as far as health is concerned, the health of our people is concerned, it is a very, very dangerous thing. For us, it's a matter of sovereignty, it's a matter of national security even. And I want the people of Ghana to pay close attention to this issue, because we are under serious threat. Our health, the health of our children and grandchildren will suffer. You on how
our health could be under
will
threat,
suffer,
because some people are doing genetically modified foods, and I understand some are already in the country. Some of the food that already comes in is genetically modified. Some of the people in America are already feeding on genetically modified, and they have not been threatened health-wise. So I'll come back to you on that for clarification. So we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back with Honorable Samia Nkrumah. I'll be right back. Thank you very much, and welcome to back to the show. Samia Nkrumah still with us. We are talking about genetically modified foods at this stage. Honorable Samia Nkrumah, tell us, why is it a health hazard? Because some people eat genetically modified foods, in America especially. There are no reports that it's created any threat there.
Well, there have been no trials on human beings yet, so we don't know.
Oh, that's a matter of fact?
Yes, of course.
Oh, on the
not
GMOs?
Yet, only on animals.
Okay.
Testing on animals has proved that there are bad effects like the immune.
So there's no tomato that is genetically modified in the world today?
No, there is, but I'm saying they've
not been
tested on human beings who eat them.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
You see, and that is where the danger is. So we don't know. There's a big unknown there. But what we do know is that when they've tested on animals who've eaten genetically modified foods, they've seen a lot of bad effects.
Like what?
Tumors, infertility, disorders, unnatural, let's say unnatural features, and so many things that are scary enough. And we all know that if you test on animals and the result is not so good, then it probably is the same with human beings. And the scientists still today, there's no consensus among them that genetically modified foods are safe. So we are venturing into the unknown. It is not it's a crude, let's say, science as of now. And why should the people of Ghana and Africa be guinea pigs? Especially that we don't really need them. We don't need them. Why are
Do we have enough arable lands in Ghana?
We have plenty of arable lands. We have so much land that is not yet cultivated. So we don't need this. It's the last thing Ghana and Africa needs. And if you think about it, who is going to benefit really by these impositions? Not our farmers, not our economies, not us, but the breeders of these unique varieties of seeds.
Or because they're going to patent it?
Of course, and this is the problem. They're going to be patented, of course they are, and this is what the Plant Breeders Bill seeks to do, to protect the rights of breeders. And not just that, to put the rights of breeders even above and beyond our laws, our constitution. So it is quite a serious matter, that we will not even be able to intervene.
But this Plant Breeders Bill is before Parliament. Who took it to Parliament? The government?
Of course, the government brings the bills to Parliament. Mm-hmm. Now, in 2011, we passed the Biosafety Act, which allows for the trials of genetically modified foods, amongst other seeds, genetically modified seeds. And trials have taken place in northern Ghana and in other parts of the country. Now, before these trials would have taken place, we should have made sure that they are confined, that they don't, spread, because these seeds with cross-pollination, they could spread to other fields, other farms. So we should have taken certain precautions. And we should have thoroughly sensitized our farmers as to the impact, the effects, the consequences. Now we have not done that, and that is why Food Sovereignty Ghana, a grassroots organization that promotes agroecology, has taken the Ministry of Agriculture to court. It sued the Ministry of Agriculture. And I'm very happy to report that the Convention People's Party tomorrow is filing a writ. We will join Food Sovereignty Ghana in the lawsuit. Okay,
in the action against the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes, because we believe that the requirements of the Biosafety Act have not been followed thoroughly before we conducted the trials.
But has the government of Ghana signed up to either the Plant Breeders Association internationally to Monsanto, the main company?
Yes. Now, this is what all this threat of the imposition of genetically modified foods, they are all promoted and, let's say, masterminded and pushed by those big biotech companies like Monsanto, Syngenta. There are several of them, and they really seek to control the seed market, the seed system all over the world, and we must resist them because they cannot have a monopoly over.
How do you see the posturing? This is a final question. How do you see the posturing of the government of Ghana today towards these plant breeders?
Well, the government, the bill has come to Parliament, but there have been 51 petitions including the CPP UK branch, but the Brongahaf Regional House of Chiefs, Farmers Association. There have been so many petitions that the Speaker has withdrawn the bill for further consultations. So that is a good sign. But we must make sure that that bill is never passed, because that bill will commercialize, allow for the release into our markets and the commercialization of genetically modified seeds. And once they're out there in the markets, once people start planting them, there will be no control. They will contaminate our whole soil. So we want everyone to take an active interest in this matter. Our farmers, our market women, all consumers, anyone who's interested, and we are all interested in eating. Everyone wants to know what we are eating. And you need to know what you are eating. We need to know whether the tomato we are going to eat, whether it contains a gene from a pig or a snail or something. We need to know, and we need to protect ourselves.
I see. That's interesting. I'm sure this conversation is not going to end now. We'll be talking to you again. But we'll be looking at your own political career and how you move forward. If you consider being the presidential candidate of the CPP, please accept my endorsement. I'll join your campaign, isn't it?
Thank you.
You will make a fine presidential candidate.
Well, I hope my party is listening.
I'm sure they are. Thank you very much, Honorable, for coming. And thank you, viewers, for watching. We'll be back on Tuesday with another edition. Thanks for watching and good night.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.